Hi guys, I'm back. So the book we are going to read today is called The Promise. Looks like this. Um, it's about a girl growing up in a tough city neighborhood, and she tries to steal an old woman's bag. The old woman gives up the bag only after getting the girl to promise to plant what's inside, acorns. The girl keeps her promise and watches as new green spaces transform the city, its people, and the girl herself. She keeps planting seeds in other dreary cities. So I would like you to kind of think about, while I'm reading this, how a small act of kindness can lead to big changes for both the giver and the receiver. And then your assignment for this book is to describe what her life must have been like, the main character, before and after she got the bag of acorns. So this is called The Promise. At first I was a little worried about the book because it seemed a little dreary and sad, but I think it has a good message. So this is The Promise. When I was young, I lived in a city that was mean and hard and ugly. Its streets were dry as dust, cracked by heat and cold, and never blessed with rain. A gritty yellow wind blew constantly, scratching around the buildings like a hungry dog. Nothing grew, everything was broken, no one ever smiled. The people had grown as mean and hard and ugly as their city. And I was mean and hard and ugly too. I lived by stealing from those who had almost as little as I did. My heart was as shivered as the dead trees in the park. See, I thought this was very sad how it just seems like no one has a face. Everyone kind of blends together. It really shows how the author uses the colors to have a feeling inside you. And then one night I saw an old lady down a dark street. She was frail and alone, an easy victim. Her bag was fat and full, but when I tried to snatch it from her, she held on with the strength of heroes. To and fro we pulled that bag until at last she said, "If you promise to plant them, I'll let go." What did she mean? I didn't know or care. I just wanted the bag, so I said, "All right, I promise." She loosened her grip at once and smiled at me. I ran off without a backwards look, thinking of the food and money in her bag. But when I opened it, the bag held only acorns. I stared at them, so green, so perfect, and so many, and I understood the promise I had made. I held a forest in my arms, and my heart was changed. I forgot the food and money, and for the first time in my life I felt lucky, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I slept with the acorns as my pillow, my head full of leafy visions, and in the morning I began to keep my promise. So it would have been easy for her to just say, she's never going to know. But instead, she kept her promise. I planted beside roads, at rotaries, Among rubble, ruins, and rusty rails, by train tracks, tram lines, and traffic lights. In abandoned parks and gardens laced with broken glass, behind factories and shopping malls, at bus stops, cafes, and apartment buildings, I pushed aside the mean and hard and ugly, and I planted, planted, planted. You could already see the colors changing in the pictures. Nothing changed at first. The gritty wind still scratched the parched, cracked streets. The people scowled and scuttered to their homes like cockroaches, but slowly, 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 shoots of green began to show. Trees, first here and there, then everywhere. People came onto the streets to see. They touched the leaves in wonder, and they smiled. They had tea together, but the tiny trees, they talked, laughed. And pretty soon they were planting too, trees and flowers, fruits and vegetables, and parks and gardens, on balconies and rooftops. Green spread through the city like a song, breathing to the sky, drawing down the rain like a blessing. But by then I was already far away, planting in another sad and sorry city. And another, and another. And another. At last night, in a lonely alley, a young thief fought me for my sack of acorns. I smiled and made the old bargain, knowing how a heart can change, knowing that my planting will go on. So, I hope you liked the promise. It is sometimes when you take action and do something small, it can make a big change. So I want you to think about today how you can make a small change around your house today. Maybe help your mom unload the dishwasher or put away your clothes or pick up around the house, how a small change can help your family. I also will be putting up a writing prompt for you to respond to. And I hope that you have a great day. And Mrs. Weiner is posting something about us doing a Zoom. So I'm pretty excited about that. And make sure that you are reading for 30 minutes a day. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.